Hey there! So this request comes to us from Benny Lindo over at cupofcoffee.com. Thank you, Benny, both for this request and for your tremendous generosity. And if you would like to support this channel like Benny does, you can buy me a cup of coffee at cupofcoffee.com. The link is in the description box. It's Mission Soul's family band. This is ABBA's Fernando, fronted by Stacy, I believe. This is about 2 years old, so here we go.
Can you hear the drums, Fernando? I remember long ago another starry night like this. In the firelight, Fernando, you were humming to yourself and softly strumming your guitar. I could hear the distant drums and sounds of bugle calls were coming from afar. They were closer now, Fernando. Every hour, every minute seemed to last eternally. I was so afraid, Fernando. We were young and full of life, and none of us prepared to die. And I'm not ashamed to say the roar of guns and cannons almost made me cry. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. Now we're old and gray, Fernando. Since many years I haven't seen a rifle in your hand. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Do you still recall the fateful night we crossed the Rio Grande? I can see it in your eyes, how proud you were to fight for freedom in this land. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. Yes, if I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando.
So this being an older cut of them, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but maybe a thing or two. And the first thing I want to point at is the camera mashup here, having to use different angles and put them together. That must have been a posterior aggravation. So the enjoyment of this obviously is watching them 2 years ago become what they are today. And yet 2 years ago they were already rocking the internet and doing a great job of it. This is a beloved song and they nailed it. So this is a good look at Stacy's either first time or near her first time to front a song. And she's 11 years old. Her voice hasn't even changed yet. And she held her own with Mom right here. No problemo. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. So what you're going to hear is... Well, let me let you hear it, and then it'll be easier to explain it. Here we go.
They were closer now, Fernando. Every hour, every minute seemed to last eternally.
Okay, in this part of the song, in the opening of Fernando, what you hear is Dad playing counterpoint to Nace's work on the keyboard. All right, what he's doing is the bass in this song drives it. This is what drives this song. So he's playing a counterpoint to what she's doing on the keys. She's doing this rolling waterfall type sound. This while he does this pointed 4-note repetitive phrasing. At the same time, Nisha is playing what Nasus is playing on the keys on her guitar.
I was so afraid, Fernando. We were young and full of life, and none of us prepared to die. And
so she's providing this high-end rolling waterfall sound because of the effect that's going on with the keys, while she's providing this even higher-end guitar sound that's got a more, more needle stick to it. And Dad's over here counterpointing both of them. Ice is doing nothing on the drums at this point, but he'll come in, but it won't be overwhelming.
not ashamed to say the roar of guns and cannons almost made me cry. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. Now we're old and gray, Fernando. Since many years I haven't seen a rifle.
Now you hear Dad doing this at a much higher register on the bass. So there's not this bottom end anymore. And one of the things I wanted to point out in the first part, I didn't, is what Stacy's contending with when she's singing here for her first time.
In your hand. Can you hear the drums, Fernando?
Okay, so what's going on in the background, of course, the keys and the bass and the guitar, you're listening to all that and thinking to yourself, well, that's great. But there's a lot of space in this song. There's a lot of breathing room. And so when Stacy's singing, she's really out front. Really out front. So if she makes a mistake, you're going to hear it. I mean, there's no getting around it. So this is quite a test of her young voice. In a minute, if he does the same thing he did the first time, Ice will come in with sort of a martial roll on the snare.
Do you still recall the fateful night we crossed the Rio Grande? I can see it in your eyes, how proud you were to fight for freedom.
So see, right now all he's doing is working that hi-hat. You see that hi-hat moving up and down here with his foot pedal?
Do you still recall the fateful night we across the Rio Grande. I can
He's so small. It must take a lot of effort to hit that pedal.
see it in your eyes, how proud you were to fight for freedom in this land. There was something in the air that night.
Okay, he didn't do it. I loved it when he was doing it earlier, so let me back up.
In the firelight, Fernando.
Hear that? That's really nice in the background there.
Night like this. In the firelight, Fernando. You were humming to yourself and softly.
All right, let me get back to where we were.
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty, Fernando. Though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret.
Hear how bass-driven this song is?
Friend Fernando. Yes, if I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando.
I would say it was 2 years ago since they're saying she's 11 here, at least a year and a half or so, even though the YouTube video only declares it to be a year old. We know how that goes. So tell me what you thought in the comments. I'm sorry for my disjointed grab of it, but sometimes I'm kind of like squirrel, whenever I'm watching this stuff. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. They were fantastic. Stacy's just wonderful to listen to, as well as Mom when they sing. All right. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you later. Bye now.